N. Y-O-U-R-E-O-N. Your eon. My eon. Why would I have an eon? Your eon. Y-O-U-R-E. You're on. I'm on? Hello and welcome once again to Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady, where we look for the finest and reasonably priced latex Halloween masks for all you monster lovers out there. I'm Mr. Tudball. That's who I am today, is a Mr. Tudball. And today's mask is from the movie Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992, I believe. And it looks like this. It's the Bram Stoker's Dracula Wolf, basically just known as Dracula Wolf. Now, it doesn't look all that much like a wolf, but well, think of it as a werewolf, wolfman kind of character. They had to distinguish it from other versions of the monster, various monsters that Dracula turns into in this movie, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and this is one of the cooler ones. It's the Werewolf Monster. Okay, you don't normally think of Dracula looking like this, but in that movie he could turn into big scary rubber-suited monsters that went stomping around like It the Terror from Beyond Space, terrorizing people. And well, that Dracula, as you may know, was played by none other than Gary Oldman. And one of the many things I love about this mask is that it actually has just a little bit of Gary Oldman in it. I mean, it actually resembles Gary Oldman just a bit. I don't mean that in an unkind way, I mean that in a good way toward the sculptures. That it has just a little bit of the character, the personality, the performance, the soul of the guy who wore it in the movie, played the part of the movie. It has a little bit of Gary Oldmanism to it, you know what I mean? This was sculpted by the amazingly talented Mikey Rotella and put out in 2017, I believe, from the good folks at Ghoulish Productions. And Ghoulish has really been just killing it with movie monsters in recent years. And this guy is certainly no exception. Now you can see he's got a nice full head of hair. The hair is not my favorite type of hair. It's this plastic hair. It kind of works for this guy because it looks kind of bushy and messy and so forth. Although the most wonderful thing about him is definitely the sculpture. The textures and the lines and everything on this looks so natural and so believable. It really is a masterpiece of sculpture, I think. And if you don't care for this this hair work, and it's going to vary a little from mask to mask, exactly where the hairline is and so forth, but if you don't care for this hair work, I have another one to show you, just to show you what could be done with this piece, awkwardly off camera once again. It's this copy, which was re-haired by my charming wife Laura, who, as you may know, is into monster hair and is a pro monster hair, mask hair person. I was trying to avoid the wadded up paper behind the eyes, but that ain't happening. You're going to see the wadded up paper inside him through the eye holes. This one, re-haired by Laura using, instead of that plastic hair that I don't care for, instead of that, she has re-haired this one using crepe hair, okay, which is a type of wool fiber. It looks more realistic, and she has also given it a more movie accurate hairline rather than just sort of going around. She's given it a little more shape here and there. It looks a little more organic, a little more natural, and a little more like the original mask in the movie looked. Okay, so you can rehair it, and when you do that, I think it's even more clear what a marvelous sculpture this is when you see you know, the hair puffed out on top and puffed out on the sides and being all tangled and bushy like that instead of just hanging fairly flat like it does on the standard production copies. I think you appreciate even more what a great mask it is, but even with the hair that it comes with, it's still pretty great. The Dracula Wolf from Ghoulish Productions, and these, I've seen prices all over the place with this one. I've seen this guy anywhere from like $75 to $150. No kidding. So shop around a little. I would say if you're paying like $80, $85, somewhere in there, you're doing pretty good with finding him at a decent price. But so much expression and personality, and it's just a nice combination of you know, beastliness and human intellect in the sculpture that I like very much. So even if you leave the hair like this, it's still pretty good. And of course, good for the haunted house, good for the haunted Halloween attraction that you're doing next Halloween. Oh, pay no attention to this. Did I get that on camera? Don't look at that. Can we blur that?